Hello all, a warm welcome. This is Saranya Venkatesh. The topic which we are going to see now is hepatitis. This hepatitis is a disease that is an inflammatory condition of the liver. It also disturbs the other various metabolic processes such as synthesis of protein, excretion, body and protein metabolism, activation of enzymes, etc. There are various types of this hepatitis disease which is caused by various types of virus. First we'll see about hepatitis A disease. This hepatitis A is caused by a hepatitis A virus and it is an acute disease. Acute disease is it will not last long. It is only for a short period of time. So the symptoms in the hepatitis A disease could not be recognized in the young people easily. It will take some time. So what is the symptoms is vomiting, nausea, fever, severe abdominal pain, jaundice and the weakness. And the symptoms even last longer till 8 weeks. So this hepatitis A can be transmitted to other by contaminated food, water and being in close contact with the infected person. So this hepatitis A disease has a vaccine which helps in preventing the disease. Then we'll see about hepatitis B. This hepatitis B is caused by hepatitis B virus. It is mainly contracted through contact with blood, saliva, fluids of an infected body and also sharing some personal belongings such as razors or toothbrush of an infected person. The hepatitis B symptoms include abdominal pain, fatigue and jaundice. It can be diagnosed through a common blood test and this hepatitis B is a chronic disease. And we have vaccine both for adult and children for this hepatitis B and it comprises usually of a 3 intramuscular vaccine. The second and third vaccine are provided after the first and 6 months of the first vaccine. Then comes the hepatitis C. This hepatitis C is caused by hepatitis C virus. So this hepatitis C is also a chronic disease and it can be transferred from needles that has been already infected and also at the time of birth. That is, it can be transmitted from the infected mother to a child and also through body fluids of an infected person, having sex with multiple partners, especially with the HIV infected persons. So this hepatitis C disease, it does not spread through water or food. The symptoms include loss of appetite, tiredness, frequently occurring fever, yellowing of your skin or eyes, joint pain and abdominal pain. So these symptoms can occur after 6 or 7 weeks of exposure to a virus. So then we'll see about hepatitis D. This hepatitis D disease is one of a severe liver diseases caused by a virus hepatitis D. It can be spread from the infected blood or wound of the infected person. Then we'll see about hepatitis E. This hepatitis E is a waterborne disease. So it might be circulated through food, water and the contaminated blood and this hepatitis E may be acute or chronic. So from these types of hepatitis diseases, the types B and C in particular are chronic diseases and it affects hundreds of millions of people. And this B and C disease is only the leading factor of liver cancer and viral hepatitis related death around the world. So an estimated 325 million people worldwide are dying because of this hepatitis B and C. So what are the causes of these viruses is, the main cause is the virus as we saw earlier known as hepatotropic. It is a liver directed virus such as A, B, C, D and E. That is hepatitis A virus, B virus, C, D and E virus. The other viruses include varicella virus that causes chicken pox can also be responsible for this disease and also virus that causes COVID-19, SARS-CoV-2 can also harm the liver. So other causes can be drug and alcohol abuse and also autoimmune condition, that is the body produces antibodies that attack the liver. That is called as autoimmune hepatitis. So what are the treatment for these types of diseases is, hepatitis A and E are self-limiting, that is they go away on their own and we do not require any antiviral treatment. And also for hepatitis A and B we have a vaccine. We don't have a vaccine for hepatitis C and D diseases. So but for hepatitis B and C we have effective medications that can be applicable. Recently, World Health Organization have highlighted the need to bring the hepatitis care closer to the people in need. This is because we have to make the hepatitis care available, affordable and accessible to all the people without discrimination, because the thing is, the access to these devices are available only at the centralized hospital at a cost which cannot be afforded by all. So the poor people can't able to access these services. So the WHO have highlighted the need to bring the care closer to the people in need. So, and also we have to eliminate this viral hepatitis as a public health threat by 2030. It is actually a global target. So this elimination would translate to 90% reduction in incidence and 65% reduction in mortality by 2030 comparing to 2015 levels. When we talk about Southeast Asia, 20% of global mortality comes under the hepatitis disease. So about 95% of all hepatitis related death are due to the diseases hepatitis B and C. So hepatitis B and C are a major chronic disease that related to 95% of all hepatitis related death in Southeast Asia. So we want a clean food and good personal hygiene, safe water and sanitation to protect us from these type of diseases. So what can be the measures to prevent this chronic hepatitis B and C diseases? Only through a immunization, which including at a birth dose as well as access to safe blood, safe sex and safe needle use. Only the early diagnosis and the awareness can prevent this hepatitis, and it has a potential to prevent 4.5 million premature death in the low and middle income countries by 2030 by early diagnosis and awareness. So early diagnosis and awareness can have a potential to prevent this much of death in the low and middle income countries by 2030. So what are the limitations? As we saw earlier, the access to these services is available only at a centralized hospital, and also it is of high cost, so it cannot be afforded by all. So the people continue to die because of a late diagnosis and lack of appropriate treatment. So the main problem is, in the Southeast Asia, only about 10% of people with hepatitis disease know their status, and from that only 5% were in treatment. So on the estimated 10.5 million people with hepatitis C disease, only 7% know their status and only 1 in 5 were on treatment. So to achieve our global target of eliminating the hepatitis by 2030, first we have to achieve some transitional targets. That is, by 2025, we have to reduce new infections of hepatitis B and C by half, and also reduce death from liver cancer by 40%, and we have to ensure that 60% of people living with B and C disease are diagnosed. So for this, we have to achieve enhanced political commitment across all countries to ensure sustained domestic funding for hepatitis. And also we have to improve the access to drugs and diagnostics. For that, we have to make a decentralized hepatitis care also to a peripheral health services, not just only on a specialized hospitals. We also have the hepatitis care to peripheral health facilities. And also we have to develop a communication strategies to increase awareness and innovate service delivery to maximize the use of differentiated and a people-centered service delivery options across HIV, viral hepatitis, and also STIs, that is sexually transmitted infections. So recently, for the first time, an integrated regional action plan for viral hepatitis, HIV and STIs of 2022 and 2026 is being developed by WHO. So this will ensure effective and efficient utilization of limited resources available for the region, and also it will guide the countries to adopt a person-centered approach rather than a disease-specific one. So this is all about this hepatitis. I hope you understood. If you have any doubts, leave your doubts in the comment section. Hit the like button and share the video with your fellow UPSC aspirants and subscribe to Get Into IAS. I'll see you soon in the next video. Thank you so much. This is Saranya Venkatesh.